Every single day, more than 15,000 goats wake up in some of the driest landscapes on Earth, places where most livestock would struggle to survive. Yet these remarkable animals are not just surviving, they are thriving, producing millions of pounds of premium meat and tens of thousands of gallons of nutrient-rich milk annually. How do farmers transform barren desert terrain into profitable grazing operations? What makes goat farming one of the most climate-resilient agricultural systems in modern livestock production? And why are American ranchers increasingly turning to these hardy animals as drought conditions intensify across the western United States? Welcome to AgriCraft, where we explore the innovations reshaping American agriculture from the ground up. Today, we are taking you deep into the world of desert goat farming, revealing the sophisticated breeding programs, ingenious water management systems, and cutting-edge processing facilities that turn arid land challenges into agricultural opportunities. From selective breeding in dusty corrals to automated packaging systems and state-of-the-art processing plants, we will show you every step of this fascinating journey. All will be revealed in this video. Goats have been domesticated for more than 10,000 years, making them one of humanity's oldest agricultural partners. Archaeological evidence suggests that early herders in the Zagros Mountains of Iran were among the first to recognize the unique value of these adaptable animals. Unlike cattle or sheep, goats possess an extraordinary ability to extract nutrition from sparse vegetation in challenging environments. Their browsing behavior, which involves selecting leaves, twigs, and shrubs rather than grazing grass alone, allows them to thrive where other livestock cannot. In the United States, goat farming has experienced remarkable growth over the past 3 decades. The national goat herd has expanded from fewer than 2 million animals in the early 1990s to more than 2.5 million today. What makes these numbers even more impressive is that much of this growth has occurred in arid and semi-arid regions, traditionally considered marginal for livestock production. States like Texas, California, Arizona, and New Mexico now host some of the largest goat operations in North America, with individual ranches managing herds that number in the thousands. The global perspective reveals even more dramatic figures. Worldwide, there are more than 1 billion goats, with countries like China, India, and Pakistan leading production. However, the United States has carved out a unique niche by focusing on quality over quantity, developing specialized breeds and management systems that maximize both meat and milk production even in harsh desert conditions. American goat meat exports have grown substantially, and artisanal goat cheese from arid region farms now commands premium prices in gourmet markets nationwide. One surprising fact that many people do not realize is that goat meat, known as chevon or cabrito, is the most widely consumed red meat on the planet. More people eat goat meat than beef, pork, or lamb combined. Yet in the United States, it remains relatively underutilized, creating enormous market potential for innovative farmers willing to embrace desert livestock farming. The foundation of any successful desert goat operation begins with careful breed selection. Not all goats are created equal when it comes to thriving in arid environments. Farmers raising goats for meat production typically choose breeds like the Boer, originally developed in South Africa for exactly these conditions. Boer goats are stocky, fast-growing animals with distinctive white bodies and red heads. A mature Boer buck can weigh up to 300 pounds, while does typically reach between 200 and 225 pounds. Their muscular build and efficient feed conversion make them ideal for commercial meat production. For dairy operations in desert regions, the Nubian breed stands out as the top choice. These elegant animals, with their long, drooping ears and convex facial profiles, originated in the Middle East and Africa, environments remarkably similar to the American Southwest. Nubian goats produce milk with exceptionally high butterfat content, often exceeding 5% compared to 3.5% for standard dairy cow milk. This richness makes Nubian milk perfect for artisanal cheese production, a growing segment of the desert agriculture economy. Many forward-thinking ranchers have discovered that crossbreeding programs yield even better results. By combining the meat-producing qualities of Boers with the milk production of Nubians, Farmers create dual-purpose animals that maximize profitability in challenging environments. These crossbred animals inherit the hardiness and heat tolerance essential for desert survival, while maintaining strong production characteristics for both meat and dairy markets. Breeding programs on modern desert goat farms employ sophisticated genetic selection techniques. Farmers maintain detailed records tracking growth rates, milk production, disease resistance, and heat tolerance across multiple generations. Does are typically bred to kid or give birth during cooler months when forage quality peaks and temperature stress is minimal. Most operations aim for a kidding rate of at least 175%, meaning each doe produces an average of 1 3/4 kids per year through twinning and occasional triplets. The environmental requirements for desert goat farming might seem minimal, but successful operations pay close attention to several critical factors. While goats are famous for their ability to survive on sparse vegetation, thriving and mere surviving are two different things entirely. Productive commercial herds need access to diverse browse, including mesquite, acacia, creosote, bush, and various desert shrubs. These plants provide not just calories but also essential minerals that goats extract through their unique digestive systems. Water management represents the single most important infrastructure investment for desert livestock operations. Adult goats require between 1 and 3 gallons of water daily depending on temperature, lactation status, and available forage moisture content. During summer months, when temperatures regularly exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit, consumption can spike even higher. Modern ranches install networks of solar-powered wells connected to storage tanks and automatic waterers, distributed throughout grazing areas. This ensures that even in pastures covering thousands of acres, no goat needs to travel more than a quarter mile to reach fresh, clean water. Shelter needs for desert goats are surprisingly modest. Unlike dairy cattle that require elaborate barn systems, goats primarily need protection from direct sun during the hottest parts of the day and wind breaks for cold winter nights. Many operations use simple 3-sided shelters with metal roofs positioned to provide afternoon shade. The open design allows air circulation while offering relief from temperature extremes. For kidding does and young animals, more enclosed facilities with proper ventilation maintain comfortable conditions during vulnerable periods. Early care and nutrition set the stage for lifetime productivity. Kids are typically left with their mothers for the first few days to ensure they receive colostrum, antibody-rich first milk that provides disease protection. In meat operations, kids usually remain with does for 8 to 12 weeks before weaning. Dairy operations separate kids within 24 to 48 hours, raising them on milk replacer or pasteurized goat milk to preserve maximum milk production for processing. Growing kids receive carefully formulated diets balancing browse, hay, and supplemental grain to support rapid growth while maintaining digestive health. Young goats possess remarkable feed efficiency, converting vegetation into body weight faster than cattle or sheep. Under optimal management, meat breed kids can reach market weight of 60 to 80 pounds in just 16 to 20 weeks. This rapid growth cycle allows desert farmers to turn inventory quickly, generating multiple revenue streams throughout the year. Mineral supplementation deserves special attention in arid environments where soil deficiencies can affect forage quality. Goats have specific requirements for copper, selenium, zinc, and cobalt that often exceed what desert plants naturally provide. Free-choice mineral feeders stocked with formulations designed specifically for goats ensure animals can self-regulate intake based on individual needs. Failure to provide adequate minerals results in poor growth, reduced milk production, and increased disease susceptibility. Harvesting in goat farming refers to the selection and preparation of animals for market, whether for meat processing or dairy production. Unlike crop harvesting, which follows seasonal patterns, goat farming involves continuous management decisions about which animals to sell, breed, or cull from the herd. For meat operations, harvest timing depends on target market specifications. Ethnic markets often prefer smaller, younger animals weighing 40 to 60 pounds, while mainstream American markets favor larger carcasses from animals weighing 70 to 100 pounds live weight. Selection criteria for market animals involve careful evaluation of growth rates, body condition, and conformation. Farmers use hands-on assessment, running their fingers along the spine and ribs to gauge fat cover and muscle development. Animals selected for processing should carry adequate finish, meaning a layer of fat that will protect meat quality during processing and enhance flavor and tenderness. However, excessive fat reduces carcass value and processing efficiency, so timing the harvest at optimal finish requires experience and attention to individual animal development. Transportation to processing plants must be handled carefully to minimize stress and maintain meat quality. Goats are intelligent, agile animals that can become difficult to handle if stressed. Well-designed loading facilities use solid-sided chutes and ramps that prevent animals from seeing distractions and maintain calm forward movement. Transport vehicles must provide adequate ventilation, secure footing, and enough space for animals to stand comfortably without overcrowding. Most processors require that animals arrive after a transport period no longer than 8 to 10 hours to ensure welfare standards and meat quality. For dairy operations, harvesting refers to the twice-daily milking routine that transforms biological production into marketable product. Modern dairy goat facilities use milking parlors similar to those in cattle dairies but scaled appropriately for smaller animals. The most common design is the elevated platform parlor, where goats stand on a raised floor that positions their udders at a comfortable working height for milkers. Groups of 8 to 16 goats enter the parlor simultaneously, and automated milking machines attached to each animal. The milking process begins with udder preparation involving cleaning with sanitizing solution and drying with individual towels to prevent bacterial contamination. Milking machines use gentle pulsating vacuum systems that mimic the sucking action of nursing kids. Modern equipment monitors milk flow from each goat individually, automatically detaching when flow drops below a preset threshold to prevent over-milking, which can damage udder tissue. The entire process from entry to exit typically takes less than 10 minutes per group. Milk flows directly from the milking machines through stainless steel pipelines to refrigerated bulk tanks where it is rapidly cooled to below 40 degrees Fahrenheit within an hour of collection. This rapid cooling is critical for maintaining low bacterial counts and ensuring milk quality. Dairy goat operations typically produce between 8 and 12 pounds of milk per goat daily during peak lactation, with total annual production averaging 1,800 to 2,400 pounds per animal. The processing stage transforms live animals or raw milk into the diverse products that consumers purchase. For meat processing, animals arrive at USDA-inspected facilities, where they undergo rigorous veterinary examination before processing begins. Only healthy animals showing no signs of disease or stress receive approval for processing. This inspection serves as the first checkpoint in a comprehensive food safety system designed to protect public health. The meat processing plant operates under strict hygiene standards, with separate zones for different processing stages to prevent cross-contamination. Animals move through a carefully controlled sequence, beginning with humane, stunning procedures that render them immediately insensitive to pain. Processing continues with bleeding, hide removal, evisceration, and carcass splitting, all performed by trained workers using specialized equipment designed for smaller ruminant carcasses. Carcass inspection occurs at multiple points throughout processing. USDA inspectors examine internal organs, lymph nodes, and carcass surfaces looking for any abnormalities that might indicate disease. This inspection ensures that only wholesome meat enters the food supply. Carcasses that pass inspection receive an official USDA stamp of approval, while any portions showing abnormalities are condemned and removed from the food chain. Following inspection, carcasses move to chilling rooms maintained at temperatures between 32 and 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Rapid chilling prevents bacterial growth while allowing natural enzymatic processes to begin tenderizing muscle tissue. Goat carcasses typically chill for 24 to 48 hours before fabrication begins. This aging period improves tenderness and develops flavor, though it is much shorter than the weeks-long aging used for premium beef. Fabrication involves breaking down whole carcasses into retail cuts using industrial bandsaws and skilled knife work. The process requires detailed knowledge of skeletal structure and muscle anatomy to maximize yield and produce attractive, uniform cuts. Primary cuts include legs suitable for roasting, loins that can be cut into chops, shoulders for braising or grinding, and ribs that become premium chops. Automated systems are less common in goat processing than in large-scale beef or pork plants due to the smaller size of individual carcasses and greater variety in market demands. Grinding equipment transforms trim and less tender cuts into ground chevron, an increasingly popular product in ethnic markets and among health-conscious consumers seeking lean red meat alternatives. Ground goat meat typically contains less than 10% fat, significantly leaner than the 20% fat common in ground beef. Grinders process meat through progressively finer plates, creating a consistent texture suitable for burgers, meatballs, sausages, and countless other applications. Quality control procedures occur throughout the processing plant, with workers and supervisors constantly monitoring for defects, contamination, or deviations from standard operating procedures. Temperature monitoring systems track chiller and processing room conditions continuously, with automated alerts if temperatures drift outside safe ranges. Sanitation teams clean and sanitize all equipment between production runs using approved chemicals and hot water systems, then verify cleanliness through swab testing and microbial analysis. Processing plants implement hazard analysis and critical control point systems, known as HACCP, which identify potential food safety hazards and establish monitoring procedures to prevent problems. Critical control points in goat meat processing include cooking temperatures for ready-to-eat products, chilling rates for fresh meat, and time temperature controls throughout the cold chain. Detailed records document compliance at each control point, creating a complete traceability system from farm to consumer. Milk processing facilities operate under equally stringent standards but focus on different products and procedures. Raw milk arriving from dairy goat farms undergoes immediate quality testing measuring butterfat content, protein levels, bacterial counts, and the presence of antibiotics or other contaminants. Only milk meeting strict standards enters the processing stream, with substandard loads rejected or diverted to animal feed uses. Pasteurization represents the most critical step in dairy processing. Heating milk to temperatures that destroy pathogenic bacteria while preserving nutritional value and flavor. The most common method, high temperature, short-time pasteurization, heats milk to 161 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds before rapid cooling. Ultra-high temperature processing, which heats milk to 280 degrees for 2 seconds, creates shelf-stable products that require no refrigeration until opened, greatly expanding distribution possibilities. For cheese production, pasteurized milk receives additions of starter cultures containing beneficial bacteria that begin converting lactose into lactic acid, developing the characteristic tangy flavor of aged cheese. Rennet, a complex of enzymes, causes milk proteins to coagulate, forming solid curds that separate from liquid whey. The curds are cut, cooked, and pressed into molds, where they begin the transformation into finished cheese. Aging rooms maintained at precise temperature and humidity levels. House wheels and blocks of cheese for periods ranging from weeks to years depending on the desired style. Automated systems handle many aspects of dairy processing, but artisanal operations, producing premium cheeses, still rely on skilled cheesemakers who adjust processes based on subtle variations in milk composition and aging conditions. These craftspeople monitor curd formation, adjust cooking temperatures, and determine aging times using experience and sensory evaluation that machines cannot replicate. The result is distinctive cheeses that reflect both the milk quality from desert-raised goats and the expertise of dedicated cheesemakers. Packaging and distribution systems ensure that products reach consumers in peak condition. For fresh meat, automated packaging systems create modified atmosphere packages, where oxygen is removed and replaced with carbon dioxide and nitrogen. This atmosphere inhibits bacterial growth and preserves the bright red color consumers associate with freshness. Vacuum packaging removes all air from the package, creating a tight seal that extends shelf life for frozen products up to 12 months when maintained at proper temperatures. Labeling systems apply required information, including product name, weight, price, safe handling instructions, and USDA establishment numbers that provide traceability back to the processing facility. Modern systems use scales integrated with printers that automatically generate accurate labels as packages move along conveyor belts at speeds that can process hundreds of units per hour. For larger operations supplying retail chains, case-level labels include barcodes and electronic product codes that integrate with retailer inventory management systems. Cold storage facilities maintain products at temperatures that preserve quality until distribution. Fresh meat requires storage at 28 to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, while frozen products must remain at 0 degrees or below. Dairy products have varying requirements depending on product type, with fresh milk and soft cheeses requiring refrigeration at 38 to 40 degrees, while hard cheeses tolerate slightly warmer conditions. Warehouse management systems track inventory, monitor temperatures, and ensure proper stock rotation so that older products ship before newer ones. Distribution channels for goat meat and dairy products are more specialized than those for mainstream livestock products. Many producers sell directly to ethnic markets serving communities with cultural traditions of goat consumption, including Hispanic, Caribbean, Middle Eastern, and South Asian populations. These markets value specific cuts, preparations, and even live animals for cultural celebrations. Direct sales to restaurants, particularly those featuring regional American, Mediterranean, or fusion cuisines, represent another important channel where chefs appreciate the distinctive flavor and lean characteristics of goat meat. Online sales platforms have opened new opportunities for desert goat farmers to reach customers nationwide. Flash frozen cuts, shipped in insulated containers with dry ice, arrive at consumer doorsteps in perfect condition. Subscription services deliver regular shipments of meat or artisanal cheese to customers seeking sustainable, humanely raised alternatives to conventional livestock products. These direct-to-consumer models capture more value for producers while giving customers access to products rarely found in supermarkets. Byproducts from goat farming and processing create additional revenue streams that improve overall operation economics. Goat hides, though smaller than cattle hides, produce fine leather used for gloves, book bindings, and specialty garments. The natural lanolin in goat skin creates leather with a distinctive soft feel and water resistance. Tanneries purchase hides by the pound, providing modest but meaningful income that helps offset processing costs. Whey, the liquid remaining after cheese production, contains valuable proteins and lactose. Rather than discarding this byproduct, processors concentrate it into whey protein powder, used in nutritional supplements, infant formula, and sports nutrition products. Goat milk whey protein is particularly valued by consumers with sensitivities to cow milk proteins. Other processors ferment whey into animal feed supplements or apply it to agricultural fields as a nitrogen-rich fertilizer, completing a full nutrient cycle. Organ meats and other parts less popular in mainstream American markets find ready buyers in ethnic communities where these cuts are prized delicacies. Liver, kidneys, heart, and tongue all have established market value. Even blood can be collected and processed into high-protein animal feed supplements. This complete utilization ensures that virtually nothing from a processed goat goes to waste, maximizing returns for farmers and processors while minimizing environmental impact. Culinary applications for goat meat span cultures and cuisines worldwide. In Mexican cooking, cabrito al pastor features young goats slow-roasted until tender and flavorful, often prepared for celebrations and special occasions. Caribbean curry goat combines meat with aromatic spices, tomatoes, and peppers for a rich, warming stew. Middle Eastern mezze platters feature grilled goat kebabs marinated in yogurt and spices. These traditional preparations showcase the meat's ability to absorb flavors while remaining tender and juicy. American chefs increasingly feature goat meat in contemporary preparations that appeal to adventurous diners seeking sustainable protein options. Goat meat tacos, burgers, and meatballs bring familiar formats to an unfamiliar protein. Braised goat shoulder, slowly cooked until it falls off the bone, appears on upscale restaurant menus alongside local vegetables and artisanal breads. The lean nature of goat meat makes it perfect for health-conscious consumers who want red meat satisfaction without excessive fat and calories. Goat cheese offers incredible culinary versatility ranging from fresh, spreadable chèvre to aged, crumbly varieties suitable for grating. Fresh goat cheese blends into salad dressings, spreads onto crackers, and crumbles over salads, bringing tangy brightness to dishes. Aged goat cheese develops complex flavors, reminiscent of sharp cheddar or aged Parmesan, perfect for finishing pasta dishes or enjoying on cheese boards. The smaller fat globules in goat milk compared to cow milk create cheese with a distinctively smooth, creamy texture that many people find easier to digest. Nutritional value places goat products among the healthiest livestock options available. Goat meat contains approximately 143 calories per 3-ounce serving with only 3 grams of fat, compared to 175 calories and 8 grams of fat in an equivalent portion of beef. Protein content is excellent at 23 grams per serving, providing all essential amino acids needed for human health. Iron content in goat meat exceeds that of chicken and is comparable to beef, making it valuable for preventing anemia. Goat milk provides unique nutritional advantages over cow milk for some consumers. The protein structure differs slightly, with goat milk containing more alpha-S2 casein, a protein some lactose-sensitive individuals tolerate better. Goat milk naturally forms smaller fat globules during digestion, which some research suggests makes it easier for the human digestive system to break down and absorb. Vitamin and mineral content is impressive, with significant amounts of calcium, phosphorus, riboflavin, and vitamin A in every serving. Environmental impact and sustainability represent compelling advantages for desert goat farming in an era of climate change and water scarcity. Goats produce significantly less methane per pound of meat or milk than cattle, reducing greenhouse gas emissions from livestock agriculture. Their efficient feed conversion means less land required per unit of protein produced. In arid environments where water conservation is critical, goats need substantially less water than cattle, while producing high-quality protein from vegetation that cattle cannot efficiently utilize. Desert goat operations contribute to ecosystem health through targeted grazing programs that control invasive plant species and reduce wildfire fuel loads. In the western United States, goats are increasingly used to clear overgrown hillsides of brush and invasive plants that would otherwise require expensive mechanical clearing or herbicide application. This targeted grazing provides income for ranchers while delivering environmental services that protect communities and natural habitats. Regenerative grazing practices on desert goat ranches improve soil health over time rather than degrading it. By rotating animals through multiple paddocks and allowing adequate rest periods, these operations stimulate plant growth, increase organic matter in soil, and enhance water infiltration. Root systems grow deeper when plants receive recovery time between grazing events, making entire ecosystems more resilient to drought. This represents agriculture working with nature rather than against it, creating systems that become more productive over time. From the careful selection of heat-tolerant breeds adapted to thrive where other livestock struggle, through the sophisticated water management systems that support thousands of animals across vast desert landscapes, to the cutting-edge processing plants that transform raw products into premium meats and artisanal cheeses, desert goat farming represents agricultural innovation at its finest. This industry proves that the most challenging environments can become productive agricultural zones when farmers combine traditional wisdom with modern technology and a deep understanding of animal biology. As climate change intensifies and water resources become increasingly precious, the lessons learned from desert goat farming will only grow more valuable. These operations demonstrate that sustainable, profitable agriculture is possible in conditions once considered too harsh for commercial livestock production. The future of agriculture may well include thousands more goats thriving in arid lands, producing nutrient-dense food while building resilient rural communities and healing damaged landscapes. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the remarkable world of desert goat farming. If you found this journey from sun-baked pastures to processing plant fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to AgriCraft for more explorations of innovative American agriculture. Leave a comment below telling us whether you have tried goat meat or cheese and what you would like to learn about next. Until next time, keep exploring the incredible innovations feeding America and the world.